You're watching TimesXP. I'm Driti Atri, and here are the biggest stories making headlines across the globe today. So let's start with it. Iran executes alleged Mossad spy, while Tehran claims that the man gave secrets to Israel. His death has sparked fear of further covert clashes. The execution is seen as a warning to foreign intelligence networks. It marks a dangerous new phase in Iran-Israel rivalry. Erdogan calls Netanyahu relative of Hitler. The Turkish president used fiery words against Israel's leader. His warning sent shockwaves across the Middle East. The insult was one of Erdogan's harshest till date. In fact, analysts say that it reflects deepening hostility towards Israel. Israel's Qatar strike sparks global anger now, while the attack is being called a crime against world order. Nations are demanding accountability at the UN. Arab leaders see it as a direct provocation. In the meantime, protests are breaking out in several Muslim countries as well. UN faces pressure over Israel's action. Erdogan vows to push the UN to act. In the meantime, diplomats fear Israel's war could spiral out of control. Human rights groups demand urgent intervention, and the UN insiders predict that the session will be explosive. Leaked Israeli war plan caused uproar. Well, secret strategy about Gaza and beyond are now public. Critics say that this proves reckless decision-making in Tel Aviv. The leak revealed long-term expansionist ambition. In the meantime, opponents warn that this could destabilize the entire region. Gaza war escalates amid accusations. Bombing continue as leaders trade insults. Ordinary citizens remain trapped in the middle of the chaos. Hospitals are overwhelmed and there are a lot of casualties. Aid agencies warn of worsening humanitarian nightmare. Turkey leads anti-Israel rhetoric. Erdogan's bold move had reignited old rivalries. Many see him trying to position Turkey as a leader of Muslim world. His speech has rallied support in the Arab capital. Critics accuse him of using the crisis for his political gain. The world leaders slam Israeli tactics. From Europe to Asia, criticism is mounting. Some warn Israel's strategy is isolating itself diplomatically. Even traditional allies express unease. In the meantime, pressure for sanctions is beginning to grow. Erdogan warns Netanyahu of Hitler's fate. He hinted that dictators always fall. In the meantime, observers say that this was one of the strongest threats ever made. His warning drew sharp reaction in Israel as well. Supporters hailed it as historic moment against Tel Aviv. Qatar attack branded war crime. Rights groups say that Israel violated international law. The strike has fueled outrage among Arab nations. Legal experts call for investigations at The Hague. In fact, victims' family demand justice from the international community. Middle East tensions at boiling point. Regional powers are linking up the sides. The possibility of wider war is no longer dismissed. Analysts warn that the conflict could spread quickly. Military buildings are being reported near the border. Israel accused of targeting civilians. Activists claim innocent lives are being lost daily. Calls for international investigations are growing louder. Images of victims have fueled outrage online. In the meantime, Israel denies but faces mounting criticism worldwide. Erdogan's speech stuns NATO circle. Even NATO allies were caught off guard. Some worry that his words could fracture alliances. Military leaders fear rising divisions within NATO. Erdogan is seen as testing Western pressure. UN diplomats brace for heated session now. The upcoming meeting may be stormy. Well, Israel could face unprecedented condemnation from the member states. Leaked drafts show sharp language against Tel Aviv. Washington may be forced into uncomfortable compromises. Israel's actions called danger to world peace. Well, several nations have echoed Erdogan's tone. The fear of a regional spillover is real. Security experts warn that the crisis could trigger global instability. The rhetoric against Israel is only intensifying. Arab states rally against Israel. Governments are issuing joint statements of the protest. Behind the scenes, military cooperation is being discussed. Some leaders hint at forming a new coalition. The move signals a rare unity across rival Arab nations. Israel says that Qatar's strike was necessary. Tel Aviv insists that it has to hit the terrorist hideout where Hamas was there, but critics say that the explanation does not justify the scale. Officials defend the operation as self-defense. Global outrage show the world remains unconvinced. Global outrage at civilian death toll. Every new strike brings higher casualties. The humanitarian crisis is getting impossible to ignore now. Footage from Gaza is fueling anger online. Humanitarian aid groups say that the time is running out. Erdogan calls for Muslim unity. He urges Arab nations to unite against Israel. In the meantime, analysts say that he is reviving an old ambition. Supporters see him as a defender of Palestine. Rivals accuse him of exploiting the crisis for his own good. Israel's leaked strategy fuels distrust. Well, details about expansionist goal are circulating. Opponents say that this proves Israel wants endless war. The revelation has weakened Israel's global standing. Critics say that Netanyahu is playing a dangerous game here. Turkey-Israel relationships sink lower. Diplomatic channels are frozen. Both sides are trading insult instead of dialogue. Embassies may face further downgrades as well. In the meantime, the rift is worsening with each passing week. Israel's UN standing weakens fast. Even allies are cautious in their support. Israel risks isolation if criticism grows stronger. Votes at the UN show declining backing. Israel fears losing credibility on the global stage. Middle East on the edge after the Qatar strike. The strike has widened fault lines. In the meantime, peace talks now seem more distant than ever. Arab leaders call it the last straw. Israel faces growing isolation in the region. Erdogan's words spark street protests as well. Well, in Turkey and beyond, demonstrators are rallying. The anger is directed squarely at Israel. Crowds chant slogans against Netanyahu. The protests show rising Muslim solidarity. Israel blames Iran for escalation. Yes, officials say that Tehran is fueling anti-Israel campaign. Iran denies but benefits politically from the crisis. Some fear the conflict could drag Iran in directly. Again, the rivalry between both the nations is intensifying. Critics compare Netanyahu to dictators. His governance style is being questioned now. Some warn that Israel is turning more authoritarian. The comparisons are gaining traction online. His opponents say that Israel's democracy is at risk. UN Security Council faced deadlock. Big powers remain undivided. Well, this decision makes any concrete action unlikely. In the meantime, the US continues to shield Israel from the sanctions. Other nations accuse Washington of double standards. Israel's military strategy seen as reckless. Analysts warn of overreach. Critics say that Netanyahu's approach risks driving Israel into bigger wars. The Gaza strike may backfire, and that too strategically. In the meantime, experts fear the conflict could spin beyond Israel's control. Turkey's bold UN push gains support. Other nations are backing Erdogan's call. Momentum is building for a diplomatic showdown. Arab and African states are joining his side. The session could become a turning point for Israel. Future of Israel-Turkey ties look bleak. Once allies, they now stand as rivals. The fallout could shape the Middle East geopolitics. Trade and defense ties have collapsed sharply. Well, experts say that the situation really is very difficult. That's all for now. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and come back on TimesXP same time tomorrow for the latest news that matters the most. I'm Driti Atri. See you next time.